Good evening, everybody. Happy last meeting of the year. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
I know.
Crazy to say that. Thank you for joining us tonight on this very festive evening. This is Monday, December 8th. We will call to order at 7:03 and we will do roll call.
President Valerie Reinbold.
I am here.
Vice President Andrew Patillo.
Here.
Councilmember Deb Kine.
Here.
Councilmember Shirley Blair Fuller.
Here.
Councilmember Brooke Bouchette Williams.
Here.
Councilmember Max Stiglia.
Present.
Councilmember Greg Tradanovich.
Happy to be here.
And Mayor Paul Gamrat.
Here.
All right. Stand if you can for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and we will start with our public comments. If you would like to speak, please raise your virtual hand. We will promote you to panelist, and you will have 3 minutes to speak. Please state your name and your address if you would like to speak. All right.
Currently have 3 attendees online.
Before we go to the ordinary items to accept by motion, we'll do the budget presentation.
Actually, just to put like three, I think through the text, we talked about it a lot. So it's just more like high level.
Right.
Okay, so we have our 2026 budget proposal, presented by Michelle and I. And this is just an overview of the general fund expenditures and revenue, and the sewage expenditures and revenue as well for 2026. So our objectives and goals with this budget presented, the borough strives to maintain its goals, values, and missions by keeping people and property safe. Some of the major goals we have for 2026 is to complete outstanding stormwater and sanitary projects. We want to, maintain our police fleet and buy new police vehicle as well. And we will also like to continue some indoor and outdoor buildings as well. So for our beginning balance, sorry, there's the captions at the bottom there. For our beginning balance for 2026 general fund budget, we are proposing no increase. The beginning balance after the 18% fund balance is about $1,042,533. For 2026, we're expecting to bring in for revenue $3,961,050. And for expenditures, we're expecting to spend $4,150,607. That leaves us with an ending balance, which is the difference of the available funds and the expenditures of $852,975. That's the revenue, including the beginning balance as well, so it's just $5 million for the year. So for 2026, we broke down the revenue, and again, like we don't have any businesses in Churchill, so our revenue is very limited. It comes from real estate taxes, which we receive mostly by April. So we go through the majority of the first half of the year, and then we get our taxes in by April. But we broke down each category. Of course, with the real estate taxes and the Act 511 taxes, that brings in most of our revenue. We did receive a lot more revenue in public safety. The police department did bring in a lot more revenue for 2025. So that's something we are expecting for 2026 as well. And I think another thing to note that was different than previous years is our interest earnings. We previously earned like 5,000 to 10,000 in interest earnings, but switching with the bank, we're projecting about 40,000 for this year. And this part just breaks it down, gives you a better visual look at how the real estate property taxes and the Act 11 taxes brings in most of our revenue, along with the other categories that we have. The thing we do have in here is an unknown, but we still have it calculated revenue in expenditures is possible development of the former Westinghouse site. So with that, we would sign an agreement and they would pay us. So money in and money out, if that was. And for the general fund expenditures, we have the general government and, public services, which does take up a lot of our, expenditures, as well as public safety. This has not changed too much from previous years as well. Again, we just took into account for the possible development of one house, but, our total expenditures are pretty much aligning with previous years as well.
Yeah, for general government, we are typically $1 million. Usually it's around like 800, 700,000, because of possible development and that additional money we could see in, so the expense.
So for the sewage revenue, we have a beginning balance for our sewage fund at $447,204. For sewage, we don't get much revenue from sewage. I think most of it comes from Alpha Sam, the fee remittance. And, another thing that is to note here is the interest as well too. We, opened a sewage account in Pliget. We have a sewage account in Huntington as well too. So we are gaining more interest on that. We don't get much for the lateral inspection fees or the dive testing and stuff like that, but, yeah, the Alpha Sam is where we get most of our.
I also want to thank Senator Costa and Rep. Salisbury. We were awarded a grant. We applied for $130,000 for various sewer projects, however, we were awarded it. Yeah. Thank you to our elected officials for that.
And for sewage expenditures, I kind of broke it down into each category that we do have in our line, in our budget line items. So for this one, it's mostly like the sanitary sewer fees, and of course, we have our O&M contracted services that we have to do. So that's in here as well too. So basically, most of our expenditures for sewage comes from the treatment itself. And that's. Sewage is very just, kind of in and out. It's not much, too much going on with sewage, but, most of it is, So as part of the 2026 budget, the Churchill Borough is recommending that both the millage rate and the sewer fee remain untouched. We're recommending a no increase for sewage and.
Great, thank you. All right. We will move on to our ordinary items. Number 4, Stephanie.
Madam President, motion to approve the meeting minutes from the November 3rd, 2025 council workshop meeting and the November 10th, 2025 regular council meeting.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. And Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Madam President. Chief has reported to me that there were 2 significant incidents during the month of November 2025. He shared the details in this report. On Tuesday, November 3rd, at approximately 1:25 a.m., one of our officers effected a traffic stop for a red light violation at the intersection of William Penn Highway and Beulah Road. The officer was able to quickly determine that the driver was under the influence and impaired, at which time the officer attempted to remove the actor from the vehicle. The actor immediately fled the scene at a high rate of speed onto I-376 eastbound and exited the Monroeville Business Route 22 exit. Shortly thereafter, while traveling in excess of 100 miles an hour, the actor lost control of the vehicle and crashed to a guardrail at Lower Rodi Road, where the vehicle rode over several times. The actor was seriously injured and entrapped in the vehicle before being extracted by EMS personnel and transported to the trauma center. Once released from the hospital several days later, the actor was taken into custody and transported to the Allegheny County Jail on multiple felony charges. No police or civilians were injured during this incident. And Monday, November 24th, at approximately 12:50 a.m., when an officer observed a stolen vehicle traveling westbound on William Penn Highway, just lost my finger. On William Penn Highway toward Grand Boulevard, that shortly before fled from the Penn Hills units. Upon attempting a traffic stop on the vehicle, it fled at a high rate of speed onto I-376 westbound toward Wilkinsburg. The officers pursued the vehicle briefly, but terminated when speeds exceeded 120 miles an hour. Shortly thereafter, the actor lost control and crashed near the Edgewood-Splitsville exit. Despite extensive damage to the vehicle, the actor, believed to be a juvenile, was able to flee on foot into a residential area nearby in Edgewood. Despite best efforts from multiple agencies, including a canine tractor and the use of drones equipped with infrared camera technology, the actor eluded capture. No police or civilians were injured during that incident. The chief would like to remind us, all the residents, whether out shopping or parked in our driveway, to never leave valuables or gifts visible inside your vehicle, especially overnight. Ensure that all items of value are securely stored, placed in the trunk, or taken inside. Never leave the keys in the vehicle at any time with the vehicle unattended, especially when warming the engine. The chief also reminds all residents to please celebrate responsibly, not only during the holidays, but during all celebrations. There are many options available, such as Uber, Lyft, Z-Trip, ride share services for a designated driver. These options can eliminate the careless and dangerous choice of driving under the influence or with someone who is. Our officers handled a total of 905 events for the month, 10,318 for the year, consisting of calls for service and proactive patrol engagements, and details affecting with 9 arrests. The department's 5 police vehicles logged a total of 4,706 miles. The combined year-to-date total is 57,922 miles. The magisterial fines for the month of November 2025 were $1,307.89. The total for the year is $21,316.44. The ticket summary for the month of November 25 was 63. No non-traffic, free parking, and 60 traffic tickets. Details and other related statistics concerning the police department during the month of November 2025 are reported on the attached police department reports. Have a safe and wonderful holiday and a happy new year.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I would like to make a motion to accept the mayor's report for December 2025.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to our treasurer's report.
Madam President, motion to accept the treasurer's report for November 30th, 2025, and directing the finance officer to pay the bills for the Borough of Churchill accrued since November 11th, 2025.
Second. A second.
Second.
And your discussion. And as always, I'm going to read the larger bills. Pavement Technology Road, it's resurfacing, which is $43,044.30. The Baroni, which is also Road Street resurfacing, $40,132.20. Bigliotti, $18,259. MRM Workers' Comp, $17,093. And Gateway is to be determined. Thanks for not signing the bill then.
Merry Christmas.
Any other discussion?
I want to thank the staff for putting together another great presentation on the budget and what we're looking forward to next year too. So thank you so much for all your hard work.
All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Andrea again.
Madam President, motion to adopt the 2026 budget.
Second.
And this is, any discussion?
I have a quick question. If we can kind of talk about what the difference, the $189,557, is that going to be a one-time occurrence, or what is that related to? A difference in expenditures being higher than our revenues?
Different. There were probably, you mean it was just gonna happen this year, or?
Meaning, is this a one-off, or these expenditures that are due to a one-time expense, or is this something that is related to an ongoing?
Yeah, so we had unfortunately some IT issues at the end of this year, that weren't predictable. So that does have an increase I wouldn't say completely the 1,000, but it was a significant amount that we are projecting for next year. That we're required to meet with the police department and for admin as well. So, majority, if not all, are the one-offs, that we're not expecting.
Like the emergency break.
Correct.
And the upgrades we have to buy for the IT, things like that.
Any other discussion?
To that end, I would just add the comment that, if you go back and look at our 4 or 5 year trend, our staff does an amazing job managing the plan throughout the year. So we often end up coming in, right on revenue or, a couple percent under on expenses and, underestimating our revenue just a little bit. We always want to be conservative in that plan just in case, but they do an excellent job managing to that. So it may wind up that we don't actually draw our fund balance down quite as much by the end of next year, but this is the plan that we're starting with, so.
The budget.
Well, to that point, Matt, I've served on the Budget and Finance Committee for the past 4 years and have worked diligently with staff to ensure that we do have a balanced budget, as a way to try to put the borough in a position to not have to increase millage or additional fees. And so my question in asking about this difference is to ensure this is not a trend that will begin, so that when we don't have to revisit raising the millage or increasing fees for our residents. So.
Thank you. This is a roll call vote.
Councilmember Mackey,
Yeah.
Councilmember Shirley Blair Fuller,
Yes.
Councilmember Doug McKeon,
Yes.
Councilmember Greg Donovan,
Yes.
Councilmember Brooke Burchett Williams,
Voting yes, hoping that this is not going to be a trend as we stated.
Vice President Andrew Dacilla,
Yes.
and President Valerie Ralph.
Yes.
And that passes unanimously.
All right, moving on to, number 8.
Madam President, motion to adopt resolution 4679, setting the 2026 borough real estate tax rate at the rate of 9 mils, reflecting no increase.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to number 9.
Madam President, motion to adopt resolution 4676, enumerating non-union salaries and pay rates for 2026.
Second.
This is
I knew it was, yeah.
sorry.
You can explain what it was?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, we spoke about this last week, but this represents a 3.5% increase across the board for our borough office staff, which was discussed with management and government and also, voted on or discussed last week.
Any other discussion? This is also a roll call vote.
Councilmember Max Stigler,
Yes.
Councilmember Shirley Blair Fuller,
Yes.
Councilmember Doug McKeon,
Yeah.
Councilmember Greg Donovan,
Yes.
Councilmember Brooke Burchett Williams,
Yes.
Vice President Andrew Dacilla,
Yes.
and President Valerie Ralph.
Yes. And it passes. Correct.
Madam President, motion to direct the manager to sign a professional service agreement with Hoffman's Boarding Kennels to serve as the borough's dog law enforcement officers for 2026, 2027 at a rate of $165 per month plus charges per service request.
Second?
Any discussion?
We're required to have a professional dog catcher. So Hoffman's works with a ton of bros around here. There really aren't that many choices. All the dogs I catch, I don't get any service fee for, so, there might be a receipt coming in now, I'm just kidding, but, no, it's just required by law, so we have to do it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 11.
Madam President, motion to adopt resolution 4677, approving the 2026 fee schedule.
Second?
Any discussion?
There were minimal changes to this fee schedule. I do envision it reopening in the new year with Scott, looking at some additional zoning, dumpster permit fees, different things like that. However, we couldn't do it this time because we also have to change the ordinance as well.
Yeah.
So it would have been a little bit of a lengthy process that would start looking into a little, beginning of 2026.
Great. Thank you for that clarification. All in favor? Opposed? And it carries.
Madam President, motion to authorize Borough Manager to advertise the 2026 meeting schedule.
Second.
Any discussion?
What did you just read?
Yes, sir, we'll get back to 12 in a little bit.
Oh, sorry,
That's okay. Okay.
my fault.
No worries. Any discussion regarding the meeting schedule? All I want to note is that we'll be having one meeting during the May through September, which will be advertised. It will be, the first week will be the second week of the month. That works really well for residents. We got some great feedback on that from residents as well as council and staff. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries.
Madam President, motion to direct the manager to sign a non-binding letter of intent to pursue solar project through Capital Good Fund's Bright program.
Second.
Any discussion?
So this is still continuing the possible journey of solar panels and looking at to see if there's even a possibility for our roof. It seemed like Connect found another, source of funding, would be good capital funds by program. So this is just us saying, yes, we give you the authority to explore that a little bit more for us.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 14.
Madam President, motion to approve the renewal of the operations and maintenance CCTV for stormwater and sanitary sewers of two state pipe services for year 3 of 3 based on the bids received from 2023 and renewal period rates.
Second.
Any discussion? All in,
It should say storm and sanitary, not stormwater sanitary, correct?
it's a storm and sanitary sewer. All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 15.
Madam President, motion to advertise for the CIPP and HMH line and contract as a 3-year optional renewal contract to satisfy operation and maintenance sewer repair.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 16.
Madam President, motion to advertise for the point repair excavation contract as a 3-year optional renewal contract to satisfy operation and maintenance sewer repairs.
Second.
Any discussion?
I'll just mention for general discussion on these, few items that we're talking about. You know, these are contractors that are already working in the borough, in case anyone missed last month's or last week's meeting. You know, when we typically bid these contracts, we ask them for pricing for 1 year, you know, it's 3 years typically, and then, if they still have the minimum pricing, we can always look to rebid those, but we're satisfied with these contractors and they still have competitive pricing, so we're just renewing that contract year by year.
Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 17.
Madam President, motion to appoint Mallard George to the zoning hearing board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2028.
Second.
Any discussion?
I'll just note that Mallard George is currently on the board and seeking reappointment.
Okay, thank you.
And I would say, thank you
Thank
to
you.
everyone who's willing to
Yeah.
volunteer for our boards and commissions and help and support this community.
Yes, because it's a lot and
Volunteer.
it's a volunteer job, right? It's volunteer, so we are very thankful for your help and for your support for our community. All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 18.
Madam President, motion to appoint Megan Harmon to the Planning Commission for a term to expire on December 31st, 2028.
Second.
2029, I'm sorry.
Any discussion? The department is currently on the planning commission. And seems to be really helpful. Okay. Thank you very much for your service. All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Number 19.
Madam President, motion to appoint Sarah Dawson to the Civil Service Commission for a term to expire on December 31st, 2031.
Second.
Any discussion?
Not on the Civil Service Commission, the individual that was there that she'd be filling her seat with, is not seeking reappointment, and, we do only receive one applicant.
Thank you for your service, Sarah. We're looking forward to having you. All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 20.
Madam President, motion to appoint, Deb, no, okay, Deb Cassini-Fine, Helen DeFranco, and Natty Sano to the Recreation Board for terms to expire on December 31st, 2028.
Second.
Any discussion?
All are currently on the board and seeking reappointment.
Can we bump that? Can we bump that just for fun?
Just for fun.
Yeah. Thank you to all. And
No, you guys are
Seriously, I feel like the rec board has done so much.
yes,
And they're always getting creative and thinking of ways like, let's level up, how can we make it bigger, better, more inclusive, bring more people in. So thank you all for all your hard work on that board.
Absolutely. Happy to be on it.
All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 21.
Madam President, motion to appoint Norma Greco, Jay Gamzee, and Tracy Turkman to the Tree Committee for terms to expire on December 31st, 2028.
second,
Any discussion?
Jay and Tracy are currently on the board and seeking an appointment. There is a vacancy on the tree committee, and Norma reached out to Ken and asked him to reappoint, or.
Norma. I haven't heard of you in a while.
yeah, for those that aren't familiar, Norma was a previous council person, so was always dedicated and served well, so it'd be great to have her in that role.
Yeah, very smart individual. Looking forward. That's great. Thank you, Norma. All in favor? Opposed? And it carries. Moving on to 22.
Madam President, motion to appoint Rosalie Smiley to the Human Relations Commission for terms to expire on December 31st, 2028.
Second,
Any discussion?
Ms. Smiley is currently on the board.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries, and we'll move on to our staff and team reports. And I'll start as usual with our borough engineer.
Thank you, Madam President. We covered some of the sewer operation and maintenance items already. The one thing that I'd like to add is that it is expected that this month that the roads will be driven and videoed, and that'll be part of the pavement management future plans, the 5-year plan like we've done in the past. Otherwise, wish everybody happy holidays. New Year.
Thank you.
Scott's here. Scott, do you have anything that you would like to speak about?
Is Ralph here with the fire department?
He is not.
He's not here. I can talk about the fire department. Fire department responded to 44 calls for the month, and we were at a total of about 500. And I know the report says 570, but we're at close to 590 now for next
Wow.
week of our first week of December. We're still looking for members, so please, if you are able and willing, please join the fire department. We always need members. It's probably this is the busiest year we've had as far as call volume, and
Okay, thank you.
can I mention too, Scott, just on top of that, for clarification, just, if you're interested in being a firefighter, they need a lot more help than running into the burning building. So if that's something that doesn't interest you, there's opportunities for, people to drive trucks and be drivers, help with equipment, help with the rescue. We do a lot of rescue work, with the department too. So, it isn't just, you have to run into the burning building. If that's, doesn't interest you, there's definitely ways to get involved and ways you can help out too.
Thank you. Mr. Chief?
Thank you, Madam President. Just to remind everybody, this Sunday, the 14th, starting at 9 a.m., myself, the mayor, will be with several other police departments out at Monroeville Mall for the annual Self-Store event. That usually runs to about 11:30 or so before all the gifts allotted for each department. We leave with those, and I'll be delivering those within the week to the local daycare that I deal with. And then the following Sunday, the 21st, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Woodland Hills High School will be the annual Blue Santa toy giveaway. First come, first serve. We usually make it through the full 2 hours. But those timeframes are pretty tight at 1 o'clock, 11 to 1, at 1 o'clock, we do close off the driveway because we typically have a line of people still looking to get in. So, first come, first serve, 11 to 1, Woodland Hills High School, and, hope to see everybody there. So, but Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody, and appreciate all your hard work.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Chief.
Ashley?
Oh, yes. So first thing is that the budget narrative will be emailed out to council tomorrow, on the completed version. And I just want to say happy holidays for all, and I want to thank council. It's been a lot of hard work. Welcome there. I would like to thank our staff, we made a great team, I believe, and, thank you for all your hard work as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michelle?
Just want to add some things, I don't think Scott brought it up, but beginning 2026, we're going to do some zoning permit additions for fences and accessory structures. So if you're in the borough and you're looking to put up a fence or a bed, or put in anything taller than 5 feet, solar panels as well, you will need a zoning.
Before the first of the year.
Oh, no, I did. I'm working on it.
To push more that Scott is now certified parking inspector. So if you reach out to us, he will schedule that with you, and it's free of charge. You know, he just goes out and looks at it and uses it to like a teaching moment, so. And Darcy, that's Scott. Yeah, I just want to thank all the council. It's been an honor working with you all, the committee chairs, department heads, police department. I feel like we've made some good improvements with this year, applied for a lot of grants. However, state government didn't cooperate. We'll still be hearing things coming in for 2026 that we did in 2025. So I'm hopeful. Yeah, thank you, and I hope everyone has a nice holiday season.
Thank you.
Anything?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, we'll move on down to our table, council.
First off, I'd like to wish Matt a very happy birthday today. Secondly, I just, once again, just repeat what everyone's gonna say, thank you to everybody here in this building, everyone worked so hard, from mayor to police officers, maybe Scott, kid Scott, Denny, the whole team, Ashley, Michelle, I mean, the amount of work and care and real love for this community comes through you all, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I believe Deb will talk about our puppy photos. Yeah. Yes, if you want your pet, with your pet, picture taken with Santa, that's this coming Thursday from 5 to 8, right here. And I believe, actually, we have a few spots left, like
There are about 5 slots.
5 spots left, so.
Hurry up,
It's a popular thing. I would also like to take this time to thank the council, the staff, and the rec board for Friday night. Our light up night was amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Everybody came together. Everybody. We had, I think we had about 300 people. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, with you.
It was, and this year we expanded to the whole building. Special thanks to Andrea and Greg, and Greg runs the show. He's our man. And a lot of the decorations are Greg's, and Greg's the idea person. Let's do this in the Jaeger room. We put all the kids in the Jaeger, you know, toys and things for kids to do in the Jaeger room, and that helped spread it out throughout the building. And it took really weeks and weeks of, you know, decorating 5 trees, and you guys hauling that tree from Ambridge in front, and, but it was well worth all the, you know, all the efforts that everybody put in, because it was just like, as Michelle would say, it was magical. And I want to also thank Santa for showing up.
Absolutely.
He was a busy guy, and he spent hours with us, with the kids.
Yeah, see that.
So, yeah, it was really nice to meet Santa. So, but thank you, and thank you for the residents who came out. It was nice to talk to people, meet some new people, and it just looked like everyone was really enjoying themselves. So that made all of us very happy. That's it. Thank you.
So I would just like to add, the Woodland Hills School District at their last legislative meeting had a reorganization. I would like to congratulate Ashley Brown.
Oh, yes.
There was also another new member, Dr. Cynthia Wallace from Forest Hills. And I don't know if this is the first time, but it's something to celebrate. It's an all-female school board. So I would like to say congratulations to Woodland Hills School District from the VEX Robotics event they had last month to the Tool Foundation scholarship they received for their athletic department, just for all of the wonderful things that are happening at the school district level. I hope that you all continue to make strides and have great success. And thank you to all of the staff members for all of the work that you've done in an interesting 4 years. So everyone have a happy holiday, and thank you to the residents of Churchill.
Thank you. Thank you for your service, Brooke.
Thank you.
Anyone else on council?
Yeah, I just wanted to, kind of mirror what Deb said, this Christmas light up night. It was an idea that we threw together last year in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And to see it have grown to this massive thing that took over the whole borough building was just like, it was great. I want to thank the rec board. They helped so much the day of and just kept everything running smoothly. Our staff that tolerated us being in here for about 2 weeks, just disrupting their whole day. Ashley, where's the tape? Michelle, where's scissors? Paul's work too, Paul, I mean, you can't say Churchill without saying Paul Gamrat.
Right.
He's our mayor. And I also wanted to give a shout out to a very special volunteer who's not part of the borough, but came on her own time to help out. That was Miss V. She was great. She came in, she helped, she did whatever we asked her to do, no matter how crazy it sounded, with a smile and great enthusiasm. So I want to thank our staff too. Again, we got the best damn staff in Atlanta.
We sure do.
We have 4 or 5 people that do the work of 10. So I can't appreciate you guys enough. And everyone else have a very happy holiday and a healthy, happy new year.
Thank you.
I would echo those comments. I mean, I can't say it any better than everyone else already has. I will say a special thanks to whatever minions came in and cleaned this room up because we left it destroyed on Friday night, and you can see for our council meeting, it's all put back together.
Yeah.
So, thank you. I'll also just say I had a chance to get down to the BCA for their gingerbread decorating on Sunday. And that was an awesome event. It was great to see so many folks out and appreciate the, BCA partnering with the communities and being open, and just all that support. So, lots of good holiday events. Everyone have blessed and wonderful holidays, New Year. Stay safe, public safety committee. So drive slow, watch for ice, check on your neighbors, and have a wonderful and blessed New Year.
Thank you. Anyone else on council before I move to mayor?
I'd just like to say thank you to the office staff, Ashley, Michelle, thank you for answering the cell phone calls when I call. It seems as if they're at my beck and call. But I do want to publicly say thank you. I appreciate you for those things that I don't know. You give me good understanding. So I appreciate you. I appreciate the mayor, police. I parked in a spot on Friday that said there was an empty spot, but on each side it said for police vehicles only. And there was a spot in the middle that had nobody's name on it. And so I claimed it.
There's a sign up there that says Sherry Blair Ford.
The officer came in Friday, he said, I figured it belonged to somebody. I figured that they were gonna park there, but it was just a wonderful Friday. Yeah, thank you guys, thank you, Greg. It was very beautiful. It was my first Christmas celebration. It was wonderful to see so many residents. It was a great, great feeling to meet some of the new residents that have just moved here, for them to be able to come out. And it was just a great, great experience. I'd like to thank everybody from Gateway to attorney to all of you guys, council. Thank you all so much for making me feel so welcome. And I thank you to the community. Have a good holiday season.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor?
Well, I can't really add much more to it because all my notes that I had written down here, everyone has especially with this congratulate and thank, the administrative staff, the finance committee for putting that budget together. I've been around watching everybody all summer long practically. work on that budget to get it prepared for today to be passed, and to do it, without raising the millage is a job that's not easy to do. And I know they worked the hardest to do that. Number one on my list is happy birthday to Matt. I saw that pop up this morning on my notes. Again, all the people who worked on light up night, you can't say enough about how fantastic that night was. It was just magical. A lot of people who came here just had nothing but good things to say about it. And I enjoyed it immensely. I had a great time. I want to make sure everyone has a safe, happy holiday. The chief mentioned about the 14th with the stuff in store, and I'll segue into that. I always am pushing the Rotary. I'm always mentioning something about the Rotary. So I have here in my hand a check made out to the both the Churchill Police Department and Wilkins Police Department for $1,000 to go to the stuff store. And I'll hand that over to the chief. But I'm saying, come to this or do that or buy a spot here. This is where some of that money goes. It goes back out into the community.
Yeah.
We don't take any stipends out of that money, just in one door and out the other.
I love that.
So, one other thing I just want to mention, and it's with Songbird Day, is
Oh, yeah.
Paul, if you would like, I can.
please.
I'll finish. Do you have anything to say after that or no?
No.
Okay. It's really sad. We, Donna Perry, who used to be the borough manager before Alex, has unfortunately passed away. I know we were talking about joyous things and happy things, and we wanted to share that with everybody that was here in person with us, as well as anybody listening or listening after. Donna was here for many, many years and did tremendous work for our borough before Alex got here and had a really big impact to this community. I unfortunately did not get to work with her, but I know that there are a lot of people here have met her and have had the opportunity to work with her. So I wanted to say that, and we're very, very sorry her loss, and we are thinking about her. Just a moment of silence for that. All right, a couple of things. I'm gonna say what everybody said, I'm sorry. Light up night was incredible. I love seeing all the kids running around, having fun, talking to Santa, decorating all the cookies.
That was a big hit. The
That was
cookie
a
decorating. Yeah.
huge hit, and all of the stations there were wonderful. My kids had a blast. I had a blast. It was great. Like Charlie, you mentioned the new residents coming in and getting to know their community and saying, I want to be more involved. I want to volunteer. So that was really great to see family and friends all around come. So thank you everybody for attending. And if you're having a little FOMO right now, don't you worry. We're gonna have another one next year. So please come to the next one because they will probably be bigger and better because that is the trend so far.
Putting a lot of pressure.
Okay. For light up night, Greg, Andrea, Deb, rec board, you guys knocked it out of the park. Creative thinking, the snow machine outside. It was great. My kids were like, this isn't snow, but it looks like it.
That felt like Ellen.
Yes, it was. So thank you. You guys did an incredible job. I know that you spent hours and hours and hours every single day in this building to make sure it was magical. So thank you to that. I love this community. I love the council that I work with. I not only consider them my colleagues, but I also consider them my friends. I love the staff. They're incredible. They pour their heart and soul into this community, and it clearly shows. It truly, truly does, for all your hard work. Thank you so much. Ralph, Scott, Chief, the Mayor, Denny, Gavin, who's not here. You're missing out on all the fun as usual. Adam, so thank you all for working with us, making it so easy, making it educational, and making sure that our community thrives and grows and gets better each and every year. With that, happy holidays. Please be safe. stay warm. It's freezing. And before I go off, there are 4 people online. Now 3. So thank you all. Have a happy holiday, happy new year, and we will see you here in January. Good.
Motion to adjourn?
Second. Good night, everybody.
Good night.